experience and a greater realization and a greater expression of the presence and power of God, the energy and power of the creator of all that is. Typically called God, this power is known by many names: spirit, the universe, infinite intelligence, divine love. And I also like to give you a tool in the way of a spiritual jingle. I love spiritual jingles. If you know me, you know I write them. They're powerful but brief affirmations, and they're set to music, and they're most effective when you want to change your thinking. So if you ever find yourself thinking negatively, you can sing a spiritual jingle. It goes round and round in your mind, plays over and over. It affects your subconscious mind, and thus your thinking changes on a fundamental level. And almost instantly, it will change your consciousness, your perception, your awareness. And as you repeat the spiritual jingle over and over, it is a beautiful thing because everything begins to change. So I want to teach you. I gave you a handout this morning. I love giving you handouts when I come to. And I want to teach you the words of a spiritual jingle that I wrote. I didn't write the music. I just wrote the words, and it's aptly named Jingle Bells. So I invite you, we're going to sing it 2 times because we got only 20 minutes, okay? So it goes like this. I live in love and light. I let go of yesterday. My life is filled with peace and joy, 'cause every day I pray. I'm awake to the power within. I'm standing in the light. I disregard the negative. It's my divine birthright. I'm awake to the power I am. I'm standing in the light. I accept abundance now as my divine birth. One more time, okay? I live in love and light. I let go of yesterday. My life is filled with peace and joy, 'cause every day I pray. I'm awake to the power I am. I'm standing in the light. I disregard the negative. It's my divine birthright. I'm awake to the power I am. I'm standing in the light. I accept abundance now. It's my divine birthright. Woo, 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 woo. Very good. Okay, if you're listening and you don't know the words to that song, you can look on Facebook under Janine Burns, the person with all the pictures of the boat who just happened to win Huntington Harbor 2019 Parade of Lights Best Power Boat. Captain Burns! Woo! Very excited about that. And nice pictures on Facebook. Okay, so let's briefly review New Thought so we can just get on with our talk, which is called You Are the Gift. So the fundamental principles of the New Thought is there's one presence and power in the universe that expresses in and through all of creation. This power expresses in us, through us, and as us. Some call it spirit, infinite intelligence, the creator of all that is, and God. And because of the power is within you, you have the power to create. You create with your thoughts, thoughts held in mind, produce after their kind. And the thoughts you habitually think will form a pattern in the subconscious mind. And these thoughts, according to the strength and belief in desire within the thought, will create, which is typically called now the law of attraction. So the creator of all that is seeks to express through you. The universe knows itself by means of its creation. And being made in the image and likeness of God, which we are, we have a divine heritage. And what's great about this is you don't have to make anything happen. You don't have to do anything because you already are one with this amazing presence and power. You just have to have a realization of your connection to this power. The creator of all that is, infinite power of God, is ready, willing, and able to pour out to you all that you can receive and accept. And New Thought teaches of what we can conceive and believe in and confidently and expect must be our experience. It is our divine birthright to experience and express happiness, peace, love, joy, abundance, and success. Okay, summation over. How did I do? Got it. Okay, good. Okay. A prolific New Thought author, Ernest Holmes. Anybody here of Ernest Holmes? He wrote a tome called Science of Mind, page 423. I'd like to give you the number in case you want to go home and check it out. To each is given what he needs, and the gifts of heaven come alike to all. How we shall use these gifts is all that matters. And today, what I want you to know, if you leave with anything besides the couple of jingles I'm going to teach you, is that you are the gift. You have a spiritual nature. You are a unique and valuable, individualized expression of God. And the gift is your awareness of your spiritual nature. The gift is you becoming spiritually conscious. Consciously aware that you were made in the image and likeness of God, made in the image and likeness of the creator of all that is. And so then you possess all the qualities that this power has. We possess these qualities, and it is our job to express them. And then Christmas time is the time that we celebrate the divine gift that we are. We celebrate, Christmas is celebrating the birth of the awareness of our divinity. We celebrate the birth in consciousness of the idea of our oneness with the creator of all that is, that I like to call Gotti, Yadi, Yadi. I call God Gotti because I think you really need to have a personal relationship with God. So, Christ Mass. Christ Mass. Mass is a celebration. New Thought teaches that Christ is a principle, not a person. In the book, The Revealing Word, which is a metaphysical Bible dictionary by another prolific New Thought author, Charles Fillmore, he said, Christ is the divine man. Jesus is the name that represents an individual expression of this Christ idea. Christ existed long before Jesus. Christ abides in each person as this innate perfection. Now, New Thought honors the man Jesus who became the Christ. If you look in that book, that textbook, Science of Mind, there's several chapters about Christ. The word Christ comes from the Greek word Christos, which literally means the anointed one. So it's a title, not a name. And in fact, when referring to Jesus Christ, that came about 60 or 100 years after his death. He became known as the Christ because he exemplified the divinity that was in him. Now, there has been so much theology and dogma that has crept in between what Jesus had to teach us and what has been said about the man named Jesus. Many respected scholars agree that Jesus never said that he was the anointed one or that he was the personal way to salvation. Those ideas came later. They were developed later in the church. And what happened is, as Christianity developed, Jesus became the message rather than the messenger. With me? Nod your head so I get. Jesus became the message rather than the messenger. So people began to worship the messenger Jesus instead of hearing the message and what he came to teach us. A great book. It's called The Gospel According to Jesus by Stephen Mitchell. And this is what he wrote. We can't begin to see who Jesus was until we remove the layers of interpretation which the centuries have interposed between us and him, and which obscure the true face like coat after coat of lacquer upon the vibrant colors of a masterpiece. How eloquent is that, huh? How cool is that? So Mitchell wrote, the portrait of Jesus that emerges from the authentic passages in the Gospels of a man who has emptied himself of the mental trappings and spiritual baggage that separated him from the true life of spirit. Now, to paraphrase the rest of what he wrote, he said, Jesus' trust in God was as natural as breathing. And he said that in God's presence, he was fully present. And that in his language, how he spoke, in his daily communications, that he reflected such kindness and compassion and God's deep love for everything that is earthly. He taught God's compassion embraces all beliefs. And I want to stick in here, no matter what your political beliefs are, because we see a lot of strife in our country today, embraced compassion for all people. There were no preconditions for it. There were nothing we need to do, nothing we need to believe. When we're ready to receive it, we will. And the more we live in this presence, the more effortlessly it flows through us. So then Jesus exemplified the idea that each and every one could have this intimate relationship with God because the kingdom of heaven is within. He taught the divinity of all human life. He spoke to the unlimited possibilities that are available to anyone who would believe. He taught the kingdom of God is within you. It is as we live in this consciousness that we begin to see the divinity in all things. We begin to see the Christ in all. And as we begin practice beholding the divinity in all things, the Christ in all things, everyone we meet, the whole world begins to present a different picture to us. People react in a different way because we are looking through the eyes of love. The Bible says that God is love. So we're not only looking out through the world with the eyes of love, we show up in the world as love in action, as we are willing to look for the God and the good and the divinity in all things. And this is how we become the gift. You are the gift. Now, I have a delightful story to explain this to you. There was a teacher, and she was at a new school, and she got her roster of students, and after their names there were these numbers, 159, 157, 141, 148. She thinks to herself, wow, this is so cool. I've never had a class of geniuses with such high IQs. Don't laugh like you know before I finish. And so she, during the school year, she treats them like geniuses. She respects them. She gives them challenging work. She nurtures them. She guides them. She does whatever she can to help her students succeed. And so at the end of the year, they take their final exams, and they all get A's and B's. The principal comes along and says, what happened? What happened? She goes, what do you mean what happened? He said, how did your students do so well and get all A's and B's? And she goes, well, it's easy when there's a room full of such smart kids. He goes, smart kids? They weren't smart kids. They were underachievers. They were students who were challenged. They were students who were truant. And the teacher said, what do you mean? I don't get it. Right by their name on the roster with these numbers, 158, 151, 147, 146. He said, numbers, their IQs, that wasn't their IQ. That was their locker number. Oh, I thought that was way funnier than that. I mean, Joseph, I laughed for like a minute when I read that one. I was like, I've been saving that one to teach you people for a while. So she said it's easy when you have a room full of smart kids with such high IQs. And it was their locker number. Thank you for that second laugh, everybody. Maybe I didn't tell it right the first time. Is that what it was? Okay. So the point I'm trying to make is, just like this teacher did for her students, that's how you can show up in the world. You can be the gift. Jesus said, you are the light of the world. You can be the light in your world. Jesus went on to say, let your light so shine before men. So how do we do this? How do we do this? We start each day in the conscious awareness that we are the light and love of God. And then we send forth our light to that day. And as we do, that love manifests itself in our interpersonal relationships. It manifests itself in our professional endeavors. It manifests itself in every aspect of our life as we hold on to this awareness. People, circumstances, and events are transformed because we are willing to be the light and the love, show up that way, send forth the love. We look for the good, we praise it. We're compassionate, we're kind, we're generous, we're authentic. There's so many ways that we can do this. Now, I have another spiritual jingle. I taught it to you a long time ago. It's on your paper. And I suggest you start your day like this. This is great. It goes like this. I am the light, I am the love, I am, I am. I am the light, I am the love, I am, I am. Sing it with me. I am the light, I am the love, I am, I am. I am the light, I am the love, I am, I am. I am the light, I am the love, I am, I am. I am the light, I am the love, I am, I am. I am the light, I am the love, I am, I am. Okay. Is it sticking in your brain yet? If it's not, we'll sing it another 10 times. So what I really would like for you to try this out. Oh, also, you can do it to other people. Like, we got some mean girls living in Huntington. I don't know if they live out here, but there appears to be, with the appearance, because there's no truth that it is, there's appearance of mean girls. So I'm always going, you are the light, you are the love, you are, you are. You are the light, you are the love, you are, you are. You thought of that. You are the light, you are the love, you are, you are. I want this to stick into your brain because I call upon you to use this spiritual jingle. I am the light, I am am the love, I am, I am. Let's sing it again. I am the light, I am the love, I am, I am. Faster. I am the light, I am the love, I am, I am. I am the light, I am the love, I am, I am. I am the light, I am the love, I am, I am. Thank you, Keelan. I invite you to use this jingle every day for 7 days. Every day, all day long, I just want it swimming through your head. I am the light, I am the love, I am, I am. I am the light, I am the love, I am, I am. Swimming through your brain. And just keep bringing it back and bringing it. It's great for thought substitution. If you become aware that you're thinking something negative, like, how am I ever going to walk again, or something real crazy like that, you start saying, I am the light, I am the love, I am, I am. I wrote so many jingles this summer because I wasn't moving around. You want to hear another jingle? I actually have enough time. My talk is short today. I wrote one about healing. I wrote, every cell, every muscle, every tissue and bone is renewed, renourished, revitalized. I'm open and receptive to the healing power of the infinite intelligence within me. Every cell, every muscle, every tissue and bone is renewed, renourished, revitalized. I broke my foot this summer. I'm open and receptive to the healing power of the infinite intelligence within me. Every cell, every muscle, every tissue and bone is renewed, renourished, revitalized. I am healed, I am healthy, I am vital and strong in my mind, my body, and my spirit. And I just go on and on. I'm just... Because you got to keep your mind off the appearance, because sometimes the world can look a little negative out there, and you are the one that is to be the light. You are the one that is to be the love. I encourage you to allow this jingle to play over and over through your mind. Sing it aloud where appropriate. Try it for 7 days, and I promise you, you will see a remarkable change in your world. You will become more and more spiritually conscious of the presence and power of God that you are. You will more and more reveal the kingdom of God of which Jesus spoke. More and more you will see the divinity in everyone and everything, and you'll just be walking in the kingdom, and you'll be in the right place at the right time. You'll think of something and things change, and it's just so wonderful. And this is our divine heritage that is promised to us. And simply by showing up, you become a blessing to other people. You radiate great energy, you naturally uplift, you naturally inspire other people simply by your presence. Then truly, truly, you are the gift. And so begins your lesson.